Web attacks have always been around, but while in the past attackers were compromising web applications with the sake of challenge, for example in finding vulnerability, exploiting the vulnerability and getting access to the system, and finally leaving a message for the sysadmin, more recently we've seen attacks that are geopolitical driven, for example in support of a religious movement, terrorism or activism. As a consequence, we have seen attackers that get organized in a hacking group, small or larger, in a way that they perform targeted campaigns, for example, against specific and important sites such as a government.
Given this changing scenario, in our research, we want to create a tool that supports the analyst in following these campaigns. For example, it's interesting for an analyst to understand if these attackers always act in the same groups or if they migrate from one group to another, and generally how they are organized. Or maybe if they are all individual. Another interesting question that an analyst usually have is if these campaigns are all the same or if they change over time and how they change. For instance, one of the things that is very interesting for us, and actually is a challenge for these kind of systems, is to be able to follow a real-world terrorism from the web perspective. So for example, if there is a terrorist attack in the real world, we want to be able to query our system and in a very fast way find out which defacement campaigns are related to that terrorist attack. For this reason, we created DefPloreX, which uses a combination of machine learning and statistical learning to find clusters of defacement campaigns automatically.
In the following, we give you two examples of using DefPloreX to real-time tracking of new campaigns. The first campaign is a campaign called Free Kashmir, and is a campaign run by Pakistanis against Indian-speaking countries. As you can see, the system returned a list of campaigns from 2011 to earlier 2016. In one of these, we can see 18 different attackers targeting since 2011 to 2016 more than 131 domains in India. We can ask the system to explore one of these clusters, one of these campaigns, and give us the list of pages that have been planted by the attackers upon defacement. As you can see, this page references the war that is currently running and since 5 years from now in the Kashmir region between India and Pakistan. In the second example, we show a campaign called Operation France. This is a campaign run by radical Islamists against French-speaking countries. In particular, one of these campaigns was targeting Charlie Hebdo in early 2015, the 1st of January 2015, after the attack conducted against the Charlie Hebdo magazine in Paris.